Welcome to the Firewater Review, a podcast dedicated to whiskey reviews. I am Seth Brown, joined by Aaron Cave, as always. 2 weeks in a row, my man.
We've made it. We have made it.
It's like old times all over again.
I know.
So we've been sitting on a sample of what we're going to be reviewing tonight for a little while.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I think we got it back in February. Feel really bad about not doing it, but as we've discussed, life happens, and we're just not getting around to it. So what are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking some Wyoming whiskey, double cask bourbon whiskey.
Yes, 100 proof.
Yes, yeah, 100 proof. So I was excited about that.
Yeah, I was too. I'm on their mailing list, their email list, and when the announcement came out for this, I was all over it. Like, can you send us a sample? And they were very nice enough to send us a sample, and we were not very nice enough to not record an episode for it for 5 months. But
yeah,
here we are. That's neither here nor there.
We're getting to it. We're getting it done.
We are, exactly. So what do you know about this double cask?
Well, Wyoming whiskey is, they have taken the title of the first legal distillery to open up in Wyoming. They were founded in 2009. So, their first release was just their small batch bourbon, and that was back in 2012. So it made it about a 4-year bourbon. They were one of the, I want to say, kind of unlike a lot of craft distilleries, they actually started aging everything in 53-gallon barrels instead of trying to go in the smaller barrels to get them some product a little bit quicker.
Mm-hmm.
But so everything was done in 53 gallons. The first batch of bourbon was about 4 years, proofed at 88 proof. And it's, I think most batches that are current comprise of about around 40 barrels. I think back when they first started barreling, 2012, they're maybe like somewhere around 15-ish barrels.
Mm-hmm. But
now they've increased that batch number to about 40 barrels for their small batch. But we're not talking about the regular bourbon. We're talking about this double cask. So what they do is they're taking their regular bourbon and then they're putting it into an additional barrel and letting it age for a few extra months. And they are putting it in sherry casks. So it's pretty exciting.
Yes.
And so their mash bill for this is 68% corn.
That's a lot of corn.
Yeah, yes. And then 20% wheat and 12% malted barley. And it is, I think now almost all of their bourbons are 5 years old. And so I'm imagining this is 5 years and then additional couple months and the sherry casks. You had the luxury of kind of getting to know Wyoming whiskey a while back on the Bourbon Show.
Yeah, I was trying to think what episode that was. I think it was one of the earlier episodes of the Bourbon Show. It was probably 2016, maybe early 2017. I can't remember when it was, but Sam Mead is his name, and just a super nice guy. And the name escapes me, but it was the retired Maker's Mark distiller, master distiller.
Oh, Steve Nally?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah.
Actually helped him get up and going, and helped him put together the mash bill recipe, and just really, got him on his feet as far as making whiskey. Because I think if I remember correctly, he was, he's in Wyoming, so I think he was from a farming family, if I remember correctly.
They were, I would say cattle.
Yeah. I think that's right. Makes sense for Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a really nice guy, super interesting story. So if you have the time, do go back and check out that episode, Sam Mead of Wyoming Whiskey. And like I said, it was one of the earlier episodes of the Bourbon Show, late 2016, early 2017, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. So, anything else you got on it?
There was one thing. So I did mention it's matured 5 years as the regular bourbon, and then they finish it in the sherry cask for. It doesn't say how long. I'm not quite sure, but I would imagine maybe 6 months is. I'm gonna say usually kind
Yeah.
of standard.
Yeah.
That's. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but retail on this is $59.99. That's the suggested retail. I don't really know what it is. So
Yeah.
we did mention 100 proof. Their regular bourbon is 88 proof.
Do you guys is that distributed up there?
Just the regular bourbon is
Just
the
the regular?
88 proof. Yeah, I haven't seen anything else. I haven't seen the they have the bonded. What's the mixture of rye and
Yeah.
regular bourbon?
I think
Is it the Outrider? Maybe something like that.
Yeah. I think
Maybe.
yeah. Yeah, it's Outrider Rye, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, they have that, and they have a couple other. I know they have a single barrel. I don't know what the proof is on the single barrels that they come out with. I have had a couple store picks from there. Uh, where did I get the Liquor Barn out of Chicago? I think did one, and that was actually pretty good. It was I think 108 proof.
Wow.
It was pretty 5 years old, good wheated bourbon. It was higher proof, so it was right up my alley.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, they just pulled up their website real quick. It's wyomingwhiskey.com for those interested. Yeah, it is Outrider Rye.
Okay.
But it looks like they do have a barrel strength bourbon now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's pretty pricey from what I understand. Oh, that reminds me that the single barrel stick that I got, that was I think 108 proof. I actually did wrote a review on it for the Bourbon Zeppelin. I don't know what month that was, but it was probably a year or two ago. So
yeah,
if anyone's looking for a review on that, you can sift through the Bourbon Zeppelin archives and see if you can find it.
Leave people to find a needle in the haystack after listening to this one. But yeah, the single barrel, the standard release is 88 proof.
Yeah.
So that you said that pick was 108.
Yeah, 108, I think.
Nice, very nice. Anyway, yeah, definitely check them out. All right, let's get to drinking this one. What do you say?
Let's do it.
All right. When we get back, we'll share notes. Welcome back, everybody. In the break, we have been sipping on and chatting about Wyoming Whiskey Double Cask, 100 proof, 5-year-old bourbon whiskey. Per the usual format, I will let Mr. Cave kick it off, and I'll bring up the rear.
All right, so on the nose, this has just a great nose with just the bourbon itself. Just putting those sherry out, all kinds of just these fresh dark fruit flavor, not flavors, but aromas. The first thing I get is just a hint of like cornbread, kind of just that good corn smell that you can kind of get out of most bourbons. Mm-hmm. Then I get a little raisins, some cherries, get those figs and dates. It's just all those dark dried fruits, and then a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of nuttiness. I can't really pick up a type of nut, but just kind of has that nutty note to it. A little bit of oak and just a tiny bit of cinnamon and I think maybe clove or allspice. Can't really nail that one down.
Yeah.
And then on the palate, it's just those great right off the bat. There's great traditional bourbon flavors. You get your vanilla, get your caramel, and you just hit with that raisins. There's dried fruits again. I even get some milk chocolate on this, which is kind of nice. And then a little bit of candied orange, some oak, cinnamon, and I think on the palate I catch a little bit of almost like toasted walnuts and a little bit of leather.
Nice.
And then on the finish is kind of medium, not super long, just nice medium finish. Just the solid vanilla, brown sugar, and I get eggs and raisins again. Just a little bit of oak. All in all, this is for a finished bourbon. It is outstanding.
Yeah.
I really dig it. 100 proof. It's just so light and just refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just for me, it's like almost like a summertime pour because a lot of those sherry cask I've finished bourbons. I feel like sometimes they're just almost too heavy and dark to they're more of like a winter time pour. But this one's I think with the weeded mash bill just makes it a little bit more lighter.
Yeah.
And so I can just picture myself out on the back porch on a summer night like tonight. But
I was gonna say, I think I might know what I'm doing after we're done here.
But yeah, it's just it's great. I really like it. I'm giving it a 87.
Nice. Yeah, I really agree, man. We were talking, I think, before the break. You were saying just guessing that it was probably finished about 6 months in the casks, and I don't know. It may be shorter than that. I think because it's not. You get those flavors, but it's not. Oh my gosh, this was finished in a wine cask type taste, like some bourbons, some whiskeys that you have. I think it was done long enough just to provide just enough, different notes in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
could be wrong. It's all speculation, I guess, at this point. All right, for me on the nose, getting some vanilla, some light citrus, some cherries, figs that you mentioned in there as well. A pinch of nutmeg, some black pepper. For it to be a double cask, I expected it to have a little bit more oak. There is some there, but it's pretty light. Again, maybe it's that finished and the wheat kind of keeping it a little softer there, maybe keeping it in check. Just revisiting it, I was getting a little bit of toffee in there. It reminded me of a really good toffee cookie.
Yeah, okay.
The palate for me was, it had a good mouthfeel. It was kind of a medium viscosity, I guess, kind of a medium body. A little bit creamy, black pepper, cinnamon, provides some spice in there. A little bit of that citrus that I was picking up on the nose was coming through here, as well as the toffee. Like I said, just medium to full-bodied. Just a really enjoyable pour. The finish for me was medium to long. I kind of hoped it would be a little bit longer, especially with it being 100 proof. Lots of vanilla again, some brown sugar, pretty sweet and creamy. Hint of that citrus coming through again with some cinnamon and black pepper. Just very rich. Really packs in some nice flavors and aromas, especially for a 5-year-old. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And now that you mentioned sitting on the porch, I may have to hang up here and go sit in the swing on the front porch and finish the rest of this. I'm going to give it an 88.
All right, nice.
Yeah. I like I said, I wish the finish was a little bit longer. It's got some great flavor in there, though.
Yeah, I was just, when you said that, I was just thinking, this is very complex for, a 5-year bourbon.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's got a ton of flavor in there. It's just, like you said, it's just packed with flavor. It's just, I don't want to say like all over the place, but it's just like, you get one thing and then you get something that just builds. It builds. It's just, it's good. It's, I really like it. Yeah. They did a good job with this one.
Yeah.
So
kind of plays with the palate a little bit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. 87.5.
Those are always the fun pours, stuff that just keeps building and playing with the palate. Just, these are just the fun ones to experience.
Yeah. Well, that's what we've said about the MB Rollin' Rye that we picked. It kind of bounces around a little bit, but yeah, it's good stuff, man. This Wyoming whiskey. So yeah, if you do have it on your shelf, definitely check it out. If you got $60 to spend on it, but it's a solid pour, very solid.
Yeah, I think we were talking. I haven't seen the finished or the double cask anywhere around me, but we do have just the regular standard one, 88 proof bourbon.
Yeah.
That's about 40 on the shelf, which isn't bad. If you're looking for someone trying to maybe start to get into a bourbon, it might be a good one for actually going to try. 88 proof. It's a wheater, so it's going to be a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
But if this one's on your shelf, I'd pick one up if I could find one at my local retail.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know we have just the standard small batch bourbon here. And I want to say the last time I was in my store, they had one other, but maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. I need to get back in there anyway, so I'll double check that. But anyway, in Georgia, the standard small batch bourbon is available. But,
Yeah.
But yes, to your point, if you do see the double cask, definitely check it out. What else you got? Anything?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't know. Do you?
I don't think I do.
All right. Well, Wyoming whiskey. Great job. Loved it.
Indeed.
And thanks again for sending us samples. Sorry that it took so long to get to this, but
I'll be emailing the rep tomorrow saying, check for it in 2 weeks, please. 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had the pick, and then we did the rise, and now this.
Are we going to make it a full month?
I hope so, man. What should we do next?
That's a good question. What? I don't know. I'm sure we got some good picks sitting around that we sent each other that we could maybe do something with.
Yes.
Maybe Four Roses or Russell's or.
I'd be down for that. And something I still want to do. Our good friend Bob Little mentioned to me a while back that he would like to send us samples of, I think it was an OWA. I think it may have been 2 picks. One was non-chill filtered, the other was not. And we would be tasting them blind to see if we could tell which was non-chill filtered.
Oh,
so I need to check with Bob. Bob, if you're listening to this, let me know if you're still up for that, because that'd be a fun one. So yeah, we'd do something like that. But we got some picks. Yeah, we'll try to do some picks coming up.
How about a OWA store pick next week?
I could do that.
Because I just gave you one.
You did.
And I got that bottle open.
I have not opened mine
there
yet.
You go. You can open it up, and we will do it next week.
Excellent.
So we have the same bottle.
Excellent. Dig it.
All right.
So next week.
OWA.
OWA.
From Gallows Restaurant and Bar. Local to me in Ohio, and they do some great picks. They do some really solid picks.
You've gone through them for other picks in the past, haven't you?
Yes, correct. With our Whiskey Barrel Society here in Columbus, we've used them quite often to get a lot of our picks. And then they also split some barrels with another local bar called Local Cantina, which it sounds kind of weird that Local Cantina has a lot of bourbon, but they actually do some. I think the Local Cantina, they do the most picks out of anyone in Ohio.
Really?
And the guy that runs their barrel program has a phenomenal palate. He picks some great barrels. So I know when they partner up, if it says Local and Gallows, they're always going to be phenomenal. So, and I'm pretty sure that OWA says Local and Gallows.
Oh, nice.
And it's a solid pour.
I may have to take this and that bottle and go sit on the porch then.
There you go, 2 liters out on the front porch. I said wheat.
Yes, you did. All right, so be on the lookout for an OWA store pick review next week. Looking forward to that one. All right, I think that wraps it up. We gave Wyoming Whiskey Double Cask 5-year-old bourbon whiskey an 87.5 because we don't like no hard math on the Firewater.
Right. Didn't even have to get out my calculator.
That's right. Some of the early episodes, I think, had some hard math in there.
Oh, man. Jeez.
After that, I said, forget the decimal point.
That's right.
So, yep, 87.5. If you have double cask on the shelf, around $60 retail, give it a shot.
Yep. Pick it up.
Indeed. Mr. Cave, where can the good folks listening find you?
Well, I am on Instagram and Twitter at Bourbon Cave, and right now that is it. I'm hoping to maybe start to maybe write a few reviews for Hassie here in the next couple months. Hopefully, starting to get some little bit more free time, not a ton, but a little bit. So hopefully I can get few things to him for the Sons of Winston Churchill.
Yeah, I started the 1792 full lineup, and I think I made it through the second review, I think, for him. So I should probably finish that up someday. Hassie, my apologies, my friend. You know what? I am at Firewater Review on Instagram.
There it is.
That's it. It's the show. I'm gonna
Check them out.
Yeah, start posting more.
Yeah,
start posting more with that account.
You actually posted some tonight.
I did.
And my phone died like within an hour today because all these people were liking Firewater Review out of nowhere. I was like, no one has liked this Instagram in like 4 months. And all of a sudden, it's like 100 people today. I'm like, look at my phone, it's drained. I'm like, what's happening?
That's my fault.
It's all good.
Yeah, we got a bunch of new followers on the account, and
yeah, that's good.
Bunch of likes on the post. So we appreciate it if you're a recent follower and new listener. So yeah, start posting more on that. That's at Firewater Review on the Instagrams. You can find all of these lovely episodes on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and the YouTubes, audio only, no video, and also abvnetwork.com. We appreciate your reviews, your feedback, and let us know if there's something you would like for us to review. Like our good friend Bob Little. Bob, hopefully you're up for that. If not, I've called you out. So now you got to do it. And that's it. Until next week, be on the lookout for OWA review from Gallows next week. But until next week, please drink responsibly and cheers.
Later.